Well, another week went by and he didn't pick this up. My ladder fell over. It didn't hurt anything. So, a couple days ago I made a video about my water tank. I can't convince people of this, but no matter what people tell me, and I've heard it all, that's the thing. I've heard it all on how to fix my system. They never fix the system. They continuously think I have a problem. If my water tank pipes, and I say this in every video, if the pipes are freezing, I have a backup system. The well itself provides water. So I'm never without water, never. This year, I would like for the pipes not to freeze on this. That would be a huge plus this year. And so far, we've been pretty good. We froze once, but then I realized, oh, I didn't put the heater in there, so it really was my fault. So I made a video the other day explaining that you can't take the water tank into the tiny house because there wouldn't be any room. It's too heavy and it won't fit through the door. The one thing I didn't really think about saying, and I should have, I meant to, was the well water's 55 degrees. Now, in the summertime, that would be great because you'd basically have a free air conditioner. But in the wintertime, you would never get that tank to heat up. It would be constantly cold in the house. So the one time of the year that it would work in the house, if I could get it through the door, is the one time I don't really need it because the pipes won't freeze. So nothing about the idea was any good. So I made a video and I made fun of the guy. And I know those kind of videos sometimes get people upset. But on the other hand, other people think it's a really good video. And you know what? I do too. I've said many times that I'm a jerk. Trolls want to come into my channel, treat me like a jerk, be a jerk to me, I should say, and then expect me to be polite. And then the rest of the audience thinks I should be polite. No, I don't see it that way. If the world is going to attack someone, you shouldn't have to sit there and take it like you're being bullied in high school. I remember how my life changed a lot in 9th grade. Moved to a new school in the 8th grade and it was terrible. I mean, it was a rich neighborhood and we didn't have a lot of money. Everybody wore the acid wash jeans. I don't know if those were popular in the 8th grade, but you know, by high school they were. But you get the idea. Levi's and all that stuff. Well, we didn't have the money for that. So it was a pretty rough start to this new school year. Well, in 9th grade, it carried over. And the toughest guy in the school decided it'd be fun to pick on me. So right in the middle of shop class, I turned around and hit him. Of course, he hit me back, and he was big enough that it made a sounding effect. I mean, I hit the floor. I know the trolls are going to love that. You're just a wuss! But I wasn't. If you really think about it, I stood up to him. And it gained me so much respect for the rest of my time in school. Not like overwhelming respect where, you know, I was a bully or anything, but enough respect that nobody bullied me anymore. It was a defining moment. So, I don't know why I got off on that. I can't remember now. I lost track of what I was thinking here. So oh, I know what I was saying. So I don't let trolls walk all over me. And if you don't like it, well, then that's fine. Go away. There's another channel I got, we repair lawnmowers, where I don't troll, I don't do anything but repair the lawnmower. But on this channel, I'm going to talk about living my dreams. And if you want to bully me in that aspect, you're not going to win. You just can't win. I don't care what happens to this channel anymore, so it's not like you're going to destroy the channel. It's already happened. My ears are cold. I guess I'm going to take my glasses off my head so I can put my hood up. I should have brought my sock hat out. Carolyn makes, she crochets, so I have a sock hat that she made, and I really enjoy wearing it, actually. So anyway, I made that video. And of course, you know, then you get the standard answer, well, if I were you, I'd bury that tank. Okay, well, burying the tank is not going to solve any problems. Well, yes, it is. That means the tank won't freeze. And I have said in every video that I've ever made about the water, the tank doesn't freeze. Burying the tank does nothing. It keeps a tank that it's not frozen from freezing. The plumbing is what's freezing. So burying the tank doesn't fix the plumbing. The plumbing still has to come into the house. It's still going to freeze. So, no, solution. And somebody's going to say, well, you need to put some pool noodles around them. Okay, pool noodles don't do anything. So your entire house is insulated. Then if the insulation is supposed to keep your house warm, why do you have a heater? The pool noodle isn't going to keep it warm. The pool noodle just holds in heat a little longer. So when the temperatures are 0 degrees and you're not running the water because you don't want to waste all your water out of your tank, do you? It's going to freeze. Just takes a little longer. So, you know, everybody's got a solution that doesn't work. For some reason, people don't like my solution. I got a little space heater in there and it's working great this year. It has worked better than anything else. It's 65 degrees. Right now, it was 1 degree this morning, and inside that tank was 65 degrees. With a 200-watt heater. I mean, this thing's tiny. So, you know, we found a solution, but that's not good enough. So I've been questioning for a long time why people come to an off-grid channel and to learn, I guess, how to live off-grid, but they don't want to learn. What they want to do is tell me how to do it. Well, then why'd you come? Makes no sense. Well, you know, then you got some that come for entertainment. Well, if you're here to be entertained, be entertained. I'm here to heat the tank with the 200-watt space heater. If you don't think that's not going to work, then you can laugh and say, that's entertaining. And then when you come back to be entertained the next day and you see that it worked, you say, well, now I'm entertained. I thought I was wrong. See, that's how entertainment works. So a lot of people will say that these people are trolls. And I have been saying for years, I don't think they're trolls. I think these are just average people who get in the comment section and say something that sounds trolly, that like they're trolling, but in reality, they actually mean what they say. And the thing I get frustrated with that is, if you mean what you say and you're not a troll, then why comment at all? You can see that my system is working. If you want to do it, then you should do it. If you don't want to do it, then you should do what you want to do. There's no reason to come in, if I were you, to try to make me look stupid. So I did some research today. Let's remove the YouTube from the equation completely. And I broke this down several different ways. Boy, it is cold. So I said, well, okay, as a lawnmower mechanic, you want to go inside? You can go inside. It's gotten windy. Maybe she's even getting cold. I don't know. So as a lawnmower mechanic, I think she wants to go inside. So hold on a minute. You want to go inside? Come on. Come on. Come on. Old girl struggles to get up that hill. Come on. Come on. She is old. You want to go inside? Come on. Come on, girlie. Come on. Get inside. Get inside. So as a lawnmower mechanic, I have noticed that an enormous amount of men come here, drop off their lawnmower, and then tell me exactly what's wrong with it. And usually they're never right. Just needs a spark plug. And you know, they've completely messed up the cylinder. That, you know, and that's not an exaggeration. That really does happen. And then when you call them they'll tell you, no, I just needed a spark plug. That's all I needed. I changed out the spark plug and it didn't work. That's all it needs. It just needs a spark plug. So they don't come to get it fixed. They come to get validated that their idea is the best idea, and they just want you to confirm that. Of course, being in business, you don't have a choice but to do it right. So you tell them, okay, well, I can change the spark plug if that's what you want me to do, but I also got to clean the carburetor. So we're going to do that also. But I went a little further than that in my research. And I asked, let's say somebody comes over to your house and whatever it is, they ask you for your advice on well packers or IBC tanks, and you give them some advice. Let's say they say, well, you know, I got this IBC tank and I'm thinking about burying it. What do you think? And you tell them, well, I don't bury mine. I lay it right on top of the ground because that's where all the warmth is. That keeps the tank completely warm. The trouble you're going to have is with the plumbing. Well, they don't get mad. I mean, they don't take your advice, excuse me. They don't take your advice. They get mad because you didn't validate what they said. So they storm off. And the thing is I asked when I was doing my research, is this typical behavior? And it says something like some outrageous number that 90% of the people don't want advice. When they come ask you for advice, they don't want advice. They want confirmation that their idea is going to work. That's all they want. So when you come to the channel looking for advice on how to live off grid, you're not looking for advice. You're looking for confirmation that what you want to do by burying the tank is going to work. So what I did was the other day I made that video about the water tank, bringing it in the house, and I explained you can't get it through the door. It's too heavy. It's, I don't know all the things I said. Well, instead of the guy saying, oh, you know, I didn't think of all that, he came back and said, I'm not a real man because you make your wife live in that tiny house. And that is always the default. It's always the default. You're not a real man because you make your wife live in this tiny house. Well, I can't stress enough, my wife wants to live in this tiny house. We just had this conversation again today after he said that. And, you know, the thing is, she said, had nothing to do with the tiny house. She lives in the tiny house, but not because it makes life easier or it's harder or anything. It was completely unrelated. And I thought, you know what, that is absolutely genius. I'm not going to tell you what it is. That was her personal feeling, and I'm going to leave it like that. But it was a genius thought. Why we live in a tiny house. So, to me, if you really think about it, I have to be a stronger man. Because you're not a real man, because you don't take care of your wife, get her a big house. It takes a stronger man to come out here in the cold at 2 a.m. to to fill the generator up with gasoline. So when she gets up, she's got all the water that she wants. So she doesn't even have to worry about it. While this guy who's calling me not a real man because you don't know how to take care of your wife, couldn't even imagine putting a beer down for 30 seconds to go outside to do anything at 2 a.m. He'll be like, oh no, I ain't doing that. You go just, and you can imagine what he's saying. So don't talk to me about being a man. You have no idea what it's like to be a man. You can't fathom the idea. So go away, little boy. So if you click this up next box, it'll take you to a video on my other channel. I appreciate it. Go check it out. So I hope I can inspire you to take care of things you want to do so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.